things I had to take care of. So I know it was coming up, but anyway, we gotta do what we gotta do. So I'm back here now. I want to talk to you guys, and I want to talk about the message for today and everything. So hope everybody is doing good for today. And with, with the songwriter that said, "No stress, no worries," but we're doing good. Hope you everybody is doing good. Welcome back. This is Resilient Queen, because there's a lot is happening in this world, and there's a lot to talk about. But we're not gonna feel defeated by expressing how we're feeling, as long as we're not being rude to no one. You know what I mean? Because to understand life is to be into life, if that makes sense. To understand life is to be through life. It's like somebody said, I've been through life. I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm going through. I know what I'm faced with. But to be through life is to go through life with grace. Yeah? Go through life with level of respect. You know what I mean? So others can do the same for you. You know what I mean? So we're going through life, and we're looking, and we're not looking correctly. We're just looking at judging. We have to learn to go through life with every fiber in our being. Eh? The respect, the love, sometimes you're not gonna like what people are doing, but you have to respect others and find ways to be a part of the solution. Many times we want to find ways to be a part of the things that already dragging somebody down. And I think I talked about this months back, where we can't just look at life, and because somebody's going down the rabbit hole, we want to continue drag them down there. They already have enough to drag them there. You know what I mean? So we have to find a way. We have to find a way to make it differently for these people. You know what I mean? The change, we have a lot of changes to do in this world. And change not gonna come when we see somebody going down a rabbit hole and we add into their problem. You know what I mean? Change not gonna come like that. And then we have so much things going on that we need to talk about. And when we're looking at people hiring in jobs, and the way people fire people, the way people hire people sometimes, and so forth. We have to learn to build not only us but also our children, in that when they go out in the workplace, they're gonna have people. Hi Fix, how you doing? Greetings. I Fix I 8454. How you doing? Greetings. Welcome back. Welcome. You know, there's a lot's gonna go on out there, but we're gonna have to start have good discussion about when somebody say, okay, you could clock out or you could go home, or so just leave peacefully. So a lot of discussion gonna start have. Good. Yes, I'm doing good as well. I'm doing good. Get up this morning doing wonderful, but I was watching the news where this young lady took his manager's life at McDonald's, and I'm saying, my God, a lot of stuff are happening, and not everybody build with the structure to be, just okay, cool. All right, I'll see you tomorrow. I'll come back. I come back to work and be good again. It's like a fresh start. Not everybody have that coping mechanism. You know what I mean? And I'm saying that we need to do better. And we're gonna have to start have conversation with our children, because they stress and the issues that are gonna arise at workplaces and stuff like that. And to understand that workplace are not where they sit you, babysit you, and spoon feed you and everything. Some things you're gonna have to learn on your own, or watch what others are doing and try to gravitate to it, trying to gain some knowledge and so on. Then sometimes our way of talking to people also, we're gonna have to try to change some of those thoughts, because it's not easy out here in these streets, you know what I mean? And nobody should ever have to lose their life because of discrepancy that didn't go well or so on. I see a lot of people that in positions, and when I mean position, like the supervisors are in control of somebody, and just the way they talk to people will let people feel uncomfortable, and then in with other people around, you know, when you're dealing with other people around, that trigger anybody. Mhm. We need to go downstairs. All right, go finish up until we go downstairs, okay? Get your shoes on and everything, and we go down there. All right, so we're gonna have a whole lot to deal with, family. Let me make me a cup of tea real quick. We're gonna have a whole lot to deal with in this world, in to help young people and say life. Leia, it's a good. How we doing? Greetings, number one fan again. Greetings, Leia. Greetings to everyone, no? So we're gonna have to start have discussion to help educate our children about the workplace. you know, that they're going to go into. Because, you know, anybody could attest that not everybody is the same. Everybody don't cut the same way. I mean, they build the same way to deal with things a certain way. You know what I mean? It's all you have a lot to deal with how you were raised, how you were brought up, the struggles you face, the challenges you face, and so forth. And then you're going to workplace, and then you feel like, oh, okay, might as well. What is the purpose? Yes, yeah.
Now I'll show you something. Come on, I need to show you. You will love it.
What is that? You know what I mean? So we have to be preparing our children so that when they go in the workplace and things are happening and they feel uncomfortable, you tell your son or daughter, hey son, if something not sitting well with you, also walk away peacefully.
I know, look, look, look.
Two out.
I know, look. I know, just keep looking.
Well, now let's do that. Barnaby's manner.
Oh my.
Press any key to play. Oh, what was that? What was that? Oh, what is that? The monster. Billy
Just
Buster?
wait, Mom.
Yo, Billy Buster business.
Just wait.
You look very healthy to me.
You know what I mean? So we're going to have several things to do to start shape our children better. We have to start shape them better. These are cartoons, I'm telling you. We have to start shape things better for our children. Children, we got to start shape things better for our children. You see what I'm saying? Leia said, I've been trying to stay awake, but my eyes are slowly closing. I've been awake on TikTok most of the night. All right, Leia. Get some rest, Leia. Get some rest. Okay? Thank you for stopping by, but get some rest. You say, I know most people said give up TikTok, but I got addicted to it. So I see most people up live stream on TikTok. Okay. But make sure you get rest. You have to get rest in between. You know what I mean? Rest is important. So yes, family. So I'm saying we're going to have to start have discussion with our children. Very much so, because even though you said they're growing up, they're going out, they're doing something for themselves also, but life can take a toll. Life can take a turn, and the changes we're going to help to make nowadays is to start teach our children about workplace and when about hiring and firing and stuff like that. Because mind you, it's not everybody gonna cut out to be on social media, and it's not everybody gonna want to be on social media to quit their job and do social media. You see what I'm saying? So you have to remember, say the balance of life have to be balanced in the same way. You say yes, we need 7 hours of sleep. Yes, you need that to keep stay healthy. Yes, man. So make sure you have that. You know what I mean? So we're gonna have to start to educate our children, because mind you, we're raising them, we're sending them off to universities and colleges, but half of the time these places we go to get an education is not gonna really prepare us for the little things that are going to come in between our qualification. Those things going to have to be learned within a job, within our friends, within this or that. So we're going to have to start prepare our children based on our experience with dealing with the public, dealing with people, dealing with bosses, dealing with co-workers, dealing with everybody. Now we're going to have discussion and let our children know if something don't sit well with you, walk away peacefully before things get out of hand. Make sure you have somebody that you trust enough to talk to you and give you good advice. You say, yes, I have gone vegetarian instead of being a meat eater. Oh, good. I still eat my meat. But good. All right. You know, changes is good, you know. So we're going to have a lot of discussion now, because the tendency of young people, they don't grow up and used to certain things like us. We grew up with, the older generation grew up with a tougher mentality than what is young people are growing up with. You know, young people grow up right now and somebody hear you even as a parent talking to your child a certain way. They're ready to dial this number, that number, no preparation. You know, and then sometimes those poor children haven't learned anything because you can't talk to them about some things, and then they know that everything is they've been backed in a lot of things. So when they go into the real work now, real world, and see that real work begins, now they realize, wow. Some people realize sooner or later, wow, is this what mommy was telling me about? And I was stubborn headed. Is that was what daddy was showing me? And so you always hear your parents say, don't worry, you're growing up. You will know. And you're going to find out. You know what I mean? So, but we're going to have real discussion now with our children about the workplace and the things that are gonna come in the workplace that are some of them gonna be very uncomfortable. Yes, it's gonna be very uncomfortable, but that doesn't root to you to take nobody life. Talk to somebody, go to the bigger head. Yeah, even though you might have managers in the workplace, you have bigger supervisors, and if you think they're picking side or so, then quit your job, get out that job, find another one. You know, find another job if you think nobody listening to you in there, also because you think that and then and control the temper. Because you see, in our workplace, our temperament, and that's why I talk about the different kind of temperament. It is running in every work you go, you're gonna see the different kind of temperament. You're gonna have somebody who is very difficult, not to say they won't warm up, but they need time, and sometimes you don't have that time on people job. Because they need you to work. They don't have the time to sit down and ponder with you, which is what. And that also will trigger you because you're already dealing with a lot. But start have dialogue, start communication. If you have a good boss and you can reason with that boss, you're going to work in the morning, you're not feeling wonderful. Talk to that person about you're not feeling good today so they can understand. You say, I am back. Thank you so much, Fix It 454. Thank you. Talk, have discussion. A lot of ladies like ourselves, we on our monthly sometime when you go to people job, sometimes they say something to you. The mood swing that come with your monthly cycle, that can trigger you as well. So somebody say simple things to you, you can just snap at them quick and fast. It is natural. Talk to somebody so when you go in the workplace and not feeling well, let somebody know in the workplace that, hey, they say, how are you? And you say, I'm not feeling well today. And they might say, do you need to go home or do you need to take a break or something? It's better to take that break quick and fast. Yes, you have bills to take care of. But it's better to take that break than you route to negativity because, you're going to push somebody button or somebody going to see you lingering and not doing nothing and they're not going to be happy with that. You know what I mean? You say, I am grateful to be in the world. I don't like people taking life away due to mental health. A lot of people don't like waiting to help. It is so triggering. Yes, a lot of things is very triggering right now, Leah. And I'm telling you, it's crazy. But it's our mindset. It's our mindset that is messed up. You know, mindset. And then sometimes you don't have nobody to talk to. Because sometimes even the people that you think you could talk to, they ignoring you, they blocking you. When you call them, they ignoring you a million and one time. And that will make you feel some kind of way like, why this person don't just tell me the truth? That they don't want to deal with you no more, they don't want to talk to you, than have you swinging on a limb like a puppet. And everybody not going to look at it like that, but some people will look at it in a different way, a route to different things. You know what I mean? But even in our workplace, nobody should talk to people in a certain way, because you don't know what people going through. You know what I mean? And if you're in a higher position than somebody that is you're overseeing or supervising, you need to have a better approach towards life. I know you're a human being just like the other person, but you don't know what somebody's going through. So you have to have a different approach towards life because it's a lot out there for some people. And some people take the world on their head. You know what I mean? A lot of people take the world on their head in a family, and then when you hire them in a job, you think that it's all about you. Sometimes it's not you. Even a young lady that took that poor lady life, I was listening to her song because she's a songwriter as well. And I was listening to sorry about that. You know what I mean? So she was a talented person. We need to do better in this world. Don't see somebody in a matter of fact, a lot of people don't pay attention to their workers either. They just hire them and they don't pay attention. They don't acknowledge them when they do good. Only time some people acknowledge people is when they do bad. It's literally when they do bad. That's the only time they get acknowledgement. Some people will be in the workplace and they be working, 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 and you will never hear somebody say good job. You will never hear somebody say, "Oh, you're doing an excellent job today." Remember, you just probably you see them doing something like today, and you say, "Good job, I'm impressed." Get little reward, encourage. They say good reward encourage good behavior. That's like when children do good, you give me a high five, give them a hug, so they feel good. They feel like they can take the world on. So even in the workplace, a lot of people don't want to give credit. You know, some people come and you see them making the effort to show up or something. Give them credit and encourage them. That's really one way to start encouraging. Yes, I'm coming. So I send you. Yeah, yeah. Hey, Jax M Straight 86. How are you? He said, I'm so happy today. Yes, I'm so happy. Glad you're happy. Congratulations on being happy. That's good. We can't be mad all day long of our life. You know what I mean? I gave my son the remote. What is that? You gotta turn it down like this. Hey. Yeah.
I just need a second to process that. Wait, this is a musical. Okay?
Yes, man. So we got a fight. Oh, you're in the top second position. Thank you so much. Top fan. This my online friend wasn't on in a long time and he finally back. Oh, good. That's beautiful. All right, all right. So good. At least you're checking me on your friend. That's nice. Congratulations. You know what I mean? What is the cartoon about? What? I don't want to listen to no song. What this song is about? You're trying to be your puppet, so you want me to be your puppet. You got to listen to my puppet. Oh, my father. Yes, family. So please, man, you know, it's just distasteful when you see a lot of things that is going on. Keisha, he said, I gotta go bye. Love you all. Thank you, M Jax M Straight 86. Thank you for being the top fan for today. Thank you so much. Keisha Harvey said, good morning. How are you doing, my friend? I'm doing good, Keisha Harvey. How are you doing? I'm doing good. Doing good. Just here seeing so many things happening in the news and you know, and what's happening with that young lady there that, you know, took her manager life there and all of these things. So I'm saying people need to treat people a little bit more better. You know what I mean? And know the kind of people you have around you. Everybody not gonna have the same temperament. And that's one thing everybody say, how can't you be like this person? How can't you do? You're not realizing that everybody don't have this run after the same temperament, you know? You have some people in the workplace, they're very quiet, but they're very curmudgeon. You have some people in the workplace, they're very bullying, very loud and disgusting. You know what I mean? And you have some people in the workplace talkative. Nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? He said, I am doing good today. Congratulations, Keisha Harvey, the top 3 fans. Congratulations. All right. Thank you all so very much, each and every one of you. Morning to each and every one of you. You know, and that's why when I talk about when you see the negative talk come, we have to change them. You know what I mean? When you see somebody sit down and you see they just like they wonder where you gotta snap them out of what they're going through. You know, you sometimes you're firing somebody. Sometimes wait till they get home. You can tell them don't come back today. You know, we have somebody training. We gonna do something with her. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just gotta wait. Not you don't have to insult them in front of nobody. You know, we gotta learn to find different ways because a lot of things that we used to route to. It's a different era we're in now, and we have to learn to catch up with what's going on. You know what I mean? Some things we start off slow and saggy, but we gotta learn to work and catch up. So we're in a different era now. Sometimes if you mean that you have to wait till the person get home and tell him don't come back, do it then. Do it that way if that mean that your sanity and the safety of all the employees are at hand or at stake. You know, you don't know people until what happened. You know what I mean? You don't know to make changes until change come. Because that definitely gonna make change come. You see what I'm saying? And you shouldn't have to wait till somebody life lost for change to come. You shouldn't have to. But that is how the world works, you know what I mean? It's like somebody bullying you all the time, and then when somebody either took their life or somebody hurt them or so, then that's the time change come. Because before everybody just look and say, oh, you're just being petty, or you're just being in this, you're just being an idiot, you're just being selfish, you know? But then I realizing that somebody's thought process is not playing with them. And you hear, I read this book before and talk about the negative thought as soon as you become aware of them. You know, she become aware of her negative thought late when she took somebody's life. Now she got to pay the price. And that lady had to gone and left her children. I was listening where a young lady said, our father is incarcerated and our mom was the only one holding it down with 3 of them, with the 6 of them. You know what I mean? But you see, our mouthpiece, we need to change it too. Our mouthpiece, when we're out there in the jobs working, whether you're supervisor, manager, the owner, whatever, we need to change it. Because hiring somebody and treating them like animal, not everybody you gonna sit well with. It's not gonna be sit well with people. Me, I might just take it and say, okay, and I go home and you say, all right, I'll call you if I need you. Okay. Some do call it, some don't call it back. But you know what I mean? But at least have an office where you talk to people and talk to people. Some people don't blur things out. You know, I've seen pregnant women working and get bullied. Bullied by the manager. And I'm saying, when do we route to that? A poor woman carrying another life and you're stressing that poor woman out. You know what I mean? Mind you, she's pregnant. But at the same time, there's no excuse for people not to do their job if you want to have a job. You know what I mean? That's no excuse not for you not to be there and still do your job. Because once you say, okay, you can work, whether you're pregnant or not, that there's no excuse for you not to try to do your job. You understand? But one thing I'm not going to tolerate is people just being disrespectful to people because you have a mouthpiece and you think you have the power and you have the authority to do so. Those thoughts that's going in people's head when you say something to them. If you want to know if those thoughts are real, they have friends that they talk about these thoughts. You hear a lot of people say, sometimes I want to knock this person up his head, but I know I don't want to put myself in trouble because they're aware of their thoughts. You know what I mean? A lot of people become aware of their thoughts. So you gotta be careful, man. I don't care what authority you're in or what position you're in, you gotta be careful how you treat people. Make a change. The change you're gonna make is gonna save you and save the world. The change all of us is gonna make in this world. You know, a lot of people look down at other people and don't know that they have a saying to say. When I was growing up as a little child, they have a saying, today for you, tomorrow for me. Anybody ever heard that saying? So today for you, tomorrow for me. And even the other day I said, you see the man that died, he can die no more time. But you see who left behind? We need to make changes. That means if we need to get ourselves clear, render our hearts and give our life to God, we need to make changes. We need to change our attitude, change up our diet, change the way we live, change the way we think. We need to do a lot of changes. Because mind you, the man that gone out, he ain't coming back. But who's here are looking in. So we have to use those references to say, you know, I don't want to be like that no more. And talk to our children. Because we have a lot of young people nowadays, their head is hot. Hot. You know, Scotch bonnet pepper, they hate hot. Hotter than Scotch bonnet pepper. Sometimes you don't even have to say nothing to them for them to go off. Because of the world we're in. And then when we can bawl and say, oh, we're struggling with this and we're struggling with that. You know what I mean? Head hot. Very hot. And then they've been through so much too. You have those people who go through so much where father never take care of them. Mother wasn't in their life. Nobody was playing a role with them. They treat them a certain way. Nobody there to teach them the ropes of life. Nobody there to guide them. So they had to guide themselves in the street. Sometimes they've been on so many things and they had to fight their way. You know what I mean? But we need to start make changes. Teach people. Not only teach you, but treat people right. You have a lot of people, they see you struggling and they more sit down and they gossip about you and they laugh. They say, today for me, tomorrow for you. The man that dead, he ain't going to die again. So you next thing you have to wonder, who is next? I've been saying that from the other day. The man that passed off, he ain't dying no more. He died. He ain't coming back. Only thing going to live on is his soul. His spirit going to live on. Through the eyes of his family and kids or whatever that he was affiliated with. And if he had a good relationship with them, then he more 100% will live on. If he didn't have a good relationship, all those kids or family going to say, may you so rest in peace. At least you're out the way now. You know what I mean? But you have to make changes while you're here. All that mouthpiece and pick your battles. Yes, sometimes you say you're in position, but sometimes in the position you have to let it go to deal with situation in a different manner. Now because you think that you run things, you must see like, yes, you run things, but you're running somebody's head out. You can't read people's mind. Yes, I hear this, I hear that, but you can't read people's mind. Sometimes you're gonna have to probably wait till they get off for the job for the day, and then they tell them, you know what, the next day, don't come in tomorrow. We'll let you know when to come in. Because too many things is going on, and then you know want to say something in the heat of anything and then trigger nobody, because you can't read people mindset. No matter how you think you're powerful and knowledgeable and educated, none of we can read people mind. None of us can read people mind. If we could read people mind, I promise you, a lot of people that pass off right now, you know, not innocently, some of them pass off, but a lot of the people that pass off right now, we could have stopped them. So that goes to show that if we could read mind, all those people that are gone off ahead of us would not be there. We would have stopped them. We could have saved them. You know? But we can't read people mind. We can't read people thoughts. But one thing we can do, we can change things, the way we talk to people, the way we deal with issues, the way we handle this, the way we do this. You know what I mean? Yes, we want to say we in authority. Yes, we want in power. Yes, we want to feel like the Statue of Liberty. Then go be the Statue of Liberty on a wall. You know what I mean? But you can't running, bossing people around, bullying people around, and you don't know what they're going through. Some people's thought process messed up. And it's not messed up because of the work. But when you stress them out more, you're just contributing. And that's why I tell people all the time, cut the problem out. Stop being a part of people's problem and be a part of the solution. And people too, when you get hired at work, your job, you have to take it seriously. Because people not playing. Communicate with your boss, communicate with this. Sometimes they're arrogant and disgusting, but you have to find ways to don't push them the way they push you. You know what I mean? You have to find ways. Let's say things going on with you and you're supposed to show up at work and you can't show it out because your car down, this down, that down. Communicate with these people. You know what I mean? All the time you might not want to communicate because you're stressed out. That's understandable. But when you can't get around and communicate with them and so forth. You know what I mean? When people see you, you don't treat them but the same way they treat you. I go to a couple offices before. And when you're talking to people, the attitude is like they wake up with bad breath. That's their attitude. Like they woke up literally with bad breath. Their attitude rotten and the day just start. Rotten. You're asking them questions and they change your whole demeanor. You could tell when your face changes, you know. You might not feel it because you don't walk in the mirror every day to look at yourself. You understand? But you can feel when this layer just come over you, this veil just come over you. How many of you ever talk to somebody and you're going with a good energy, good spirit, good vibes and everything, and as soon as you open your mouth to speak with this person and they have an attitude, there's this veil that just come over you. You literally feel your facial features literally shift. It's like you get a massage and you massage your face and your tension just gone. That's how sometimes you have this veil just come over you and you're like, Some people take a deep breath. Not saying that, but they do take a deep breath because they know that there's a change happen just quick. You ever watch Sharman when they see the changes come quick? They just sit up and finger and the changes. You just feel that change in you. You can't see it, but you could see the change. Just, you know, the whole demeanor just change. Have you, how many of you ask somebody a question? And you might say, excuse me, ma'am, excuse me, sir. And they just stepped and walk away from you. This is biggest insult. But the good part of it, they didn't rude to you. They walked away. But you still, some people think they own the workplace so much that nothing ain't going to happen to them. Insult. Some people see people going through things, and I've been talking about this for months now. You see people going through things, and you know you have the wherewithal or the ability to help somebody. You will never help somebody. And a lot of you jump as soon as you hear somebody distress or hurt somebody. Then everybody have solution now. But solution was there before, but everybody choose to ignore. Ignore the crying, ignore the warning sign. And wait till things get out of hand and everybody want to make changes. Somebody's life just get lost. Changes could have come when those people are alive. You're in workplace, you see your friend, your brother and your sister getting into conflict. Step in and say something. If you have to dial 911 when you see things get out of hand, it's a business place. Nowadays, you can't read people's mind. So if you have to call the cop to the workplace to squash things, do what you gotta do. Because you cannot read people would not be lost. Make change. Many of we don't want to make changes. Make change in your thought process. Make changes with how you talk to people. Some of you built in a way that you're vindictive or manipulative or anything to drag somebody that is already in their mud. You're going to do it to drag them down. And let everybody have that firm, thick layer on them to stand firm like all of us. Not everybody had their axe after. Like I remember when I was growing up as a kid, they used to say in Jamaica, police was trained to ask questions, soldiers was trained to ask questions. They do it after and then they ask after. You see what I'm saying? And then that when they realize what they did, it's too late. So why should it always have to be when a person's life lost to have discussion, to have changes? And some of these people in jobs, you need to be trained if you're going to be in managerial position. They need to have a train. I know some people are trained, but sometimes they need to train them every 6 months. So they get in touch because when you overseeing so many people, you're gonna have somebody with a different temperament in there that not gonna take your crap even when it's not crap. Even if you just say, "Can you move that box for me?" Even when you just be nice, somebody gonna think it's you pushing them around the place. Okay, some people don't want you to talk to them because you're up in a position. And then you're gonna have some people, they know it's not you put the garbage there, and they want to consult the people who put the garbage there. They start use you because you're a yes person. Can you move this for me? Yes. And you go move it. Then all of a sudden they start stick set on you. And then you realize you cannot maintain that either because it's doing something to you. It is doing something to you, messing with your mind. I was listening to I was listening to the young ladies. They were showing a clip of her song. You can go and find it all over social media. And I was watching, listening to her song that she was singing, and she was saying how people treating her and everything. This lady been through so much. And then, as I said, when you don't have father figures and parents around you, true parents who will determine to make sure their children get the knowledge that they need to get, show them what they need to show them, also and be there for them, just support them in whatever endeavors they're doing. If you don't have those kind of parents around you, when you have to learn on yourself by yourself in the street or so, your synap come quick. No question asked. Your synap come quick. You're not thinking twice till afterward. You're probably going to a shock and say, what am I doing? Sometimes people say, oh, but they're not showing no remorse. Or relief, they're relief because they shocked themselves. They didn't even know. They know they had a thought going up inside of them. But nobody had tried to see if they were okay to change their thought process. What you did was, oh, well, you're going to have to go home because they're not doing their job and blah, blah, blah. You don't know what people are going through. Everybody said, but this is a job, it's not to say what you're going through. You got to take everything into consideration. People are human beings. They're not animals. Even animal, if you treat them a certain way, what did the animal do for you? Come right up for you and tear you up. And you have some animals, you don't have to even tear them up. They're vicious. And don't you see they have to put them down? You have some vicious animal. Don't you see some of the vicious animal who just go and tear up people, picnic them head, dog up people, them picnic? The dog did that. Don't you see they have to put those dogs down? They can speak to tell you, hey, get out my way, I'm coming, but they tear people, pick their head up, and they have to put them down. You can treat people a certain way. They have a saying, for every action, there must be a reaction. I even taught my son that. I said, don't do anything that you don't expect somebody to react to. They will react. Not everybody, not everything is going to be reacted on, but people out there will react. You have people for years treating people bad. You have people don't like a worker, so they got to find a way to get fired them. And when they realize that the worker not breaking, they will do everything to break that poor worker. The worker going to job, minding their own business, but because they're not a quote-unquote a part of the gossip lifestyle and tearing down people and just stalking people, just doing their job and keep a straight face and keep going. Oh, this person's selfish, this person's stuck up. He'd rather to be stuck up and stay with the trouble. than be everybody keckle and then get in trouble. And consider yourself when you're hired in a job. You're hired peacefully, walk away peacefully. But not everybody built that way. We could preach all we want, we could say all we want to say because somebody's life lost not coming back. But our mouth, we need to, as the book was saying in July 7, as soon as we become aware of the negative thoughts, the sinful thoughts, we need to, as soon as we become aware, change it. How many of us want to say, somebody say something and something you want to take the head off? And then you have to say, yeah, you just stop and think. Not everybody stop and think right away. Because some people already boiling up. You ever hear they say some people boiling up? That means they're already frustrated with what everything they had to endure. So now you catch them at the wrong time with their bubble run over. And this is it. They explode. Because no one was there to listen to them. People think that they're just being hurt and bitter and this and that. You know what I mean? But you're not in their shoes. You are not in these people's shoes. I told you. I said the man that become aware of his situation is easy to get help. But the man who is not aware, he can't get help because he's not aware yet. So everybody will think he's just normal hater, a natural hater. You know what I mean? And then he break at the wrong time. And then some people don't want to take heed. Some people think that they all know it. They don't want to take no heed. They don't want to take no direction. They want to take nothing. I'm grown. You don't tell me what to do. I'm this. You don't need to tell me what to do. Blah, 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 da, 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 blah, blah, blah. You understand? So it's a lot. It's a lot in these streets.
My neck hurts.
Sleep bad.
Yes.
Oh, your sheep bored.
Yeah. I think about cleaning. I want my bike. My itchy too.
I'm itchy too. I'm itchy for you. You just want me to clean. You know what I mean? So it's a lot going on in this world, people. And whether you like it or not, we need to make changes with our mouth. We need to change our thought process. You know, sometimes we're saying something to somebody, especially when you're in the workplace, you can't read people. Sometimes it's best to walk away. Because you have some people, their mind start go off. You can't even have a discussion with them. Their mind start go off. And when they want to say what they got to say to you, and when you're trying to say so and so, they say, "Oh, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to this." But and they you know, the level of disrespect, you must listen to them, but they would never listen to you. Level of disrespect. A lot of people do it. They want you to listen to them, literally listen to them, but they would never listen to you. No respect, but you must give respect. I can't give you respect. I give you none. You know what I mean? Sometimes, you know, where I just explaining something. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. And they walk away. Insulting people for no reason. Give people a chance. Whether they're lying or telling the truth or something, at least you listen. Because that way you probably could find, you could,
I want lemonade.
probably that way you could hear what was going on with their thought process. You see what I'm saying? But everybody think, just let me tell you what I learned. You see, if you're not in this situation, you see this mouth, we say anything. But wait until you get in that situation. Let me see if your mouth will say what you need to say. It will never say the same. It will probably say what the other person would say. You see what I'm saying? So we have to pay attention. We have to treat others right. You know, a lot of people, they will never stood up when they see somebody degrading somebody or treating people wrong. They will never stood up. But when they're time somebody treating them wrong, you must stood up for them. And they will never stood up for you. Never. You have a lot of people, they're joyful when you can treat them good. But when it's your turn, they laugh after you. But they don't remember karma is something else. Karma is something else. You got to be careful. You have a lot of people tear people down for no reason. You have some people, they just don't like you for no reason. As if they can make you. And you know when they like you? When they fall and they're in the same circle like you. No. Gotta treat people right. I've been around a lot of people and I tell myself, I don't need to hate nobody. If things not going right, I might not like your ways. You see what I'm saying? I might not like your ways. That is natural. I might not like your ways. Well, who am I to hate you? I might not like your ways. I probably can't stand you. But it's just the ways in you, the things you show me. You see what I'm saying? But when you look and see people that start treating people randomly like animals and dogs and cats, it's sickening. It's sickening, and you wonder what kind of world we live in. And you have so many people that are so manipulative. Eh? They're master manipulators. And when they realize they have the wherewithal to tell people stories, they will tell you anything and let people hate on you for no reason. But guess what? You know who don't hate on you? The Father above.
Open
He
it.
still have you floating right in their face. All the haters' face. They still have you floating right in their face. You know, some people want you to listen to them, but they will never listen to you. You remember that. Selfish people will never listen to you, but when they're venting and chanting and ranting, everybody must be in tune. Tune in. Let me do this, let me do that. And then if people them that need the help don't get the help. You know why? Because selfish people, greedy, gluttonous people do these things to people. And they think their world is better than everybody else's world. Because God made them to be the only person to be recognized in the world. And the others are trash. The others not doing anything. The others not have known this. Now, let me tell you something. The Bible says, woe be unto you. A lot of people are living in a life that is not suitable. It's only suitable to mankind who already brainwashed. It's only suitable for, but it's not suitable to go to heaven. No matter how much they're gonna preach, it's not suitable. Because you know what? He said, long before we were conceived in our mother's womb, he know who we are. So no matter what you're gonna fabricate and put out there to the public and tell people, the one man you can't lie to is the man above. You cannot lie to him. None of us. No matter how much we're going to paint a picture, how much we're going to look on earth. That's on earth. That's on earth. So we got to make it right. Treat people good. All this grabbing a barrel and fighting down, tearing down people. I always say, if you don't have no solution for anybody, close the lip. Close the lip. Don't add to their problem. Because when you add to people's problem, you don't know what they're going through. They're probably at the edge. Yeah, the songwriter said, I was right at the edge of the bridge so I couldn't see. But the devil really had me, and Jesus came and grabbed me. Not everybody Jesus gonna come and grab, because guess what? They're already gone. So by the time he could probably reach out there if he touch these people, they're gone. Just like they tell us in this world, we can't save everybody. We won't be able to save everybody, but we're gonna make changes going forward. Be a part of the solution. And for everybody out there who you're employing people, and so start looking to yourself. Even if you have a discrepancy with an employee or a worker with your supervisor, so find ways to come to terms with that person. I used to work at this job, and boss used to talk to me a certain way, and I had to look at him one day and say, hey, calm down, man, you have high blood pressure. Literally, I said, hey, calm down. Because you talking to me like some little animal or something. And I just come in and I heard the voice to tell me, hey, calm down, man, you have blood pressure. And he bust out laughing and changed his thought and gone. You know, you got to make a difference. Some of you see people argue with somebody and you're so happy. Oh, I don't like this one. Yes, I don't like this one. And everybody join in. And then when something happened like destruction struck, somebody's life is taken, you're happy? No. We gotta do better. I don't care what flaws people have or anything. We need to do better. You cannot read people's mind, and we gotta bear that in the back of our head. We cannot read people's mind. So when we're going after people, we need to think of how we're going after people. Especially when they're in your physical presence. Choose your battle. Because you don't know what. Sometimes you want to fire somebody because they're not doing their job. Then talk to them about it. See what measures you can use. See if you can find somebody who's knowledgeable about the job to train these people. That you see they got. You know, in the workplace, you always have somebody that cling to somebody. Always. In every workplace you're going to go, you're going to have somebody in that workplace that as soon as you go in there, what do you call it, spirit tech, you have somebody that you instantly connect to. Even if that's the devil in there that's going to run you out of your job, you're going to connect with that person, not knowing that this was going to be a disaster. But you're going to always have somebody that you can connect to, especially if it's a big institution or organization. You always have somebody that you will connect with. Talk to those persons. Every big job you go into, whether it is school, workplace, in like restaurants, whether high end or low end job, you're going to always have somebody in there as soon as you get in there as a newbie that instantly you connect with. That person might not connect with you, but you connect with that person because you know what? This person look the demeanor, the calmness, the knowledge, the understanding. And when you ask them certain questions and the way they approach you and answer it, and they say, if there's anything else, let me know that I can do to help you. Don't be afraid, feel comfortable. Or so, even though sometimes they can be a nightmare in the end. You know what I mean? Because people do fall out in the end. Such is life. It's part of life. But at the same time, everybody go in places that they have one person that they connect with. One. Find that person when you're going through your terminal phase to talk to. Whether they want to talk to you or not, just say, hey, please, I just wanted to listen. So that anything you're going through, you can get help. You know, people like to run away when people telling the truth. They run away. But you see, when people brainwashing them and lying to them and making all kind of assertion and doing all kind of manipulative things, people buy that. Because you know what? It is solution to degrade somebody else. Anything that is solution to degrade somebody else, everybody cheer it on. But you see, when you're speaking the truth about things and a lot of people are affected by it, nobody will listen. You know what? They're not going to listen. But you see, when somebody knock at your door, and you see when that knock at your door, you hear the knock at your door, you realize what is happening to you, that's when you're going to wake up. It's going to be too late. Give a listening ears. Give an eye for an eye. Pay attention. Give a helping hand. Give a helping hand. You know what I mean? Help where you can to help somebody get out their trauma. Trauma doesn't mean that you have to distribute this to them or distribute that to them. If you see that somebody's in distress, especially when you talk to them and they don't look so wonderful, find out, is there anything else you can do to help them? What can you do? Or call them in your office. Some of you talking to people with everybody there can see. You will get people messed up. Because not everybody like insult. Even when how many you married and have your partner, and when you're going out with them, they tell you, baby, if we have any discrepancy, don't never insult me in public. How many of you married, you have on your big ring on your finger, and you have that discussion to say, if we go out in public and there is any discrepancy, never insult me. Wait till we get home or we by ourselves, we have a discussion. You defend your partner in public, right? Nothing wrong doing. But at the same time, you try to take him away from anything you see is going to go down the rabbit hole. You got to. But we're not doing that. And that's where the problem lies. We're not doing that. You know, everybody just want to see, yes, man, yes, if it this, if it that. That's not helping. That's contributing negatively towards somebody's life. That's, I got to strain that. You know what I mean? So we got to bear that in mind. We have to bear that in mind. You know? Because a lot of people go through stuff. No matter how you see people may look and acting like everything is dandy on their side, people go through stuff every day. Every day people going through stuff. But you have a lot of people, they won't listen to you. They won't listen to you. You know, they listen to people who fabricate stories. That's what they listen to. And that's why this world can't get the help they need. Cannot. Because of fabrication. You have a lot of people drowning in all kind of stuff now and they can't get no help because of stories. Because as long as you feel good and you're up there if you carry down somebody, yes, man. But you gotta remember, you see the man above, he don't partial. He's not partial, baby. No more. Get the bottle of water. He's not partial. The man, get a bottle of water. The man that is up above is not partial, baby. He's not partial. He don't care where you are, where you're from, how you come, how you're right. He don't care about that. Don't pay attention. And nobody should be in our workplace. People treat them so bad till they have to route to all kind of stuff. And they say, you don't know what people going through. People go through everything all the day. You know what I mean? You don't know what people going through. And everybody want to put on this facade. Get that facade off you and start act right. Yeah? Mind you, your workplace is not babysitting job. We understand that. But treating people good with your mouth is very important. Treat people good with your mouth. You know? If you right now, if somebody should brave enough to go and interview people long time before they left out the job and tell you how the disrespect they take in jobs and all these things and the insult, eh? Not everybody cut out right now. These young people are taking all of that. You think they're taking all of it? When I was growing up, they say respect your elder. Nowadays, you see elderly, somebody elderly, them don't have no respect for themselves. They talk a war with younger people. Some young people don't have no respect for the elderly. You know, back in the days we growing up, we see an elderly coming. We have to get up and give that elderly person, you see. Nowadays we sit down because it's somebody elderly don't have no respect. You know, sit down saying, okay, you better go over there. Messed up, man, messed up. You know, everybody want to be young again. Let me tell you something. Be grateful in how you grace. Because not everybody live to be grateful to be graceful. You hear me? So we got to learn when we reach a certain stage in our life. We don't need to be tag-a-warring with young people. We need to help. We need to make a difference. Teach them with all you can. Yeah? Yes, I'll come. You know what I mean? We don't need to be doing all of that.
What? Did you give him some sticks?
No, I gotta strain that. Put that back in the fridge for me.
I was about to
I got
that's good.
Yeah, I gotta strain that. You know what I mean? So too many things is going on and nobody wanna people act when everything is late. That's how they act. When everything is late, then you hear everybody, oh, please go sit down. Sit down with the storytelling. Nobody wanna hear that. Sit down with the storytelling. Some of you watch people do people wrong. I just stood right there and with the storytelling, please. Then you have a whole bunch of story, but you were standing right there. Please go somewhere with that story. That story stay. Keisha Cole used to sing this song, say, where were you when you said I love you? Where were you? So where were you? Go sit down. Everybody has story to tell. Now, where were you? I'm not playing with nobody. Where were you? You know, somebody in their distress, where were you? Where were you? Better start singing Keisha Cole song. Where were you when I said I love you? Yeah? Better change it up. You better change it up. A lot of people do rendition nowadays. Better change it up. You know, everybody only sit down and wait to see people fall. Eh? Where were you? You think, listen, you see all these. You see, people don't build the way we were built back in the 80s, the 90s coming up. Nobody build like that no more. You better best believe it. And then with all these laws telling parents how to raise their children and all these things and what they can do and cannot do. So barely any more discipline in the home either. So these children grow up and run the show. And then they grow up and go in the workplace sometime and go run the show in there and the poor mama say, all right, that attitude you have, carry it into people's workplace and you'll see if you have a job. Carry that same attitude in the workplace. Carry that attitude in the workplace and see if you're going to have a job. No, don't listen to me. How many of your parents say, don't listen to me and carry that attitude in the workplace and see if you're going to keep a job? You will never keep a job because of your attitude. Because you think that nobody must talk to you. All these things that they make and change a lot of things in discipline. Indiscipline and all these things. You carry that in the workplace now. You know? And then the mindset and all the things that are out here now to take poor young people away from the real life things, you know. And this is not for everybody, but just for the people them who go through trauma, go through neglect, parents neglect them, parents, the abuse of parents and all these things. You know what I mean? Those children are affected more. So when they go to the workplace now, they feel like they're no good. They feel like they're not appreciated. You know what I mean?
All right, now stop mixing the way we drink it.
They literally feel like they're not appreciated. So you gotta bear in mind. Because not because I grew up in a loving home doesn't mean somebody else was growing up in a loving home. They could probably grow up in the street, grow up in foster home, grow up in all kind of home. You know what I mean? I was an adopted child. You know, I was adopted. My mother couldn't afford to take care of all of us. I was adopted. You know, So even in life, and yes, I had a good family to take care of me and everything, but I was adopted, and I had rules to follow. Even though I was adopted, I had rules to follow. I had regulation to follow. You know what I mean? I had duty to do just like anybody else. Sometimes you go in the home and the kids that already in the home don't want to do nothing. They start forcing you to do everything. They start bullying you around. Do this, do that. I'm like, what do you think I am? You know what I mean? I'm not a slave, not because I will say yes to everything or so, or I'm being adopted. I'm not a slave to you. You know? But then people treat you, they don't care. They don't care. You know, but you don't wait till something happens, then you're coming out here telling story. That story ain't gonna stick. Somebody lose their life, that story ain't gonna stick. Especially when they stand right there. The story ain't gonna stick nowhere. You know, part of life is to grow and develop, and then people, we gotta change the way we talk to people. We gotta change the way we talk to people. A lot of people tell, oh, this is my job. I'm the supervisor. I'm the boss. Nobody care about your status. What people care about is how you treat them. When I go anywhere and I get a job and they say, oh, you're the lead in this, so I tell everybody, I don't want nobody to feel uncomfortable around me. I want you, if you have something to say or contribute to anything, feel free. If you think I'm doing something, or like if you're teaching something and you think that you have a better idea of twisting it to make it for the children to understand or anything, do so. Because we're working as a team. Do so. You understand? It makes, as long as the children are learning and whosoever you're teaching are learning. You know what I mean? But everybody wants status, and then status not working. Because your status, you think somebody taking away from you. A lot of people, you know, their status they worry about, you know, it's not the job. It's not the job they worried about, it's their status. Like you have some people when their kids rude. Do you know who I am in society? I'm a well-respected, but this and well. Oh yeah. Your kids don't care about that. They care about how you treat them. A lot of people when you look and run down standard. Do you know who I am? Do you they care about that? Even your own kids, sometimes when you ask them, hey, do you watch mommy? No. She bored. Nope. Do you do this? Nope. Because they don't care about what you do. They only care about say, hey, you're my mama, you love me, you care for me, you respect me, you give me time and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. You know what I mean? They're not worried about what you do. Some of, you know, many parents right now, some of their kids don't even know exactly what they do because they don't have no time for that. They be on their gadget, they on their device, playing game with their friends. They don't care. Mommy, you cook? They not asking mommy if they cook. They stood there, and if you don't go knock on the door, hey, dinner time. Nobody care nowadays. Because that's the new world we're in. We gotta fix that. We gotta fix it. You know? The attitude, we gotta fix that. And we gotta also know that in workplace we're gonna have different kind of temperament. And until people realize that there's different kind of temperament, and you know, some will some of them will be on your temperament, in line with your temperament and how you operate. Some of them gonna be, Lord, what kind of disaster you send me? Because everything you say, this person gonna have a rebuttal. You know, you're in a debate club now. Yeah? And all these things. But at least that person giving their other side of the opinion, what they think. You can listen and say, okay, understand, and walk away peacefully. Or you can cut each other and say, all right, then I have to go now. So sorry about what you're going through or something, but I hope we had a discussion, you come to an agreement, resolve conflict. And you know, people need to learn how to resolve conflict more better in the workplace. It's not about because the worker yelling and then you turn around yelling. That don't make you better than the worker. The only difference make him better than the worker, you go say, oh, I'm the supervisor, I'm the boss. That's the only difference that you're gonna make. Can you tell him who you are? But that don't guarantee you to disrespect nobody. You can't disrespect people like that. A lot of people disrespect people, you know, call people idiot, dummy, and fools, and you know, got no sense and they're stupid. You know, nowadays some people go to workplace and the boss, somebody go gossip to you about the boss him. Don't even ask no question, he just fire you. Because, oh, this one don't like you, so you gotta go. What? Just the selfishness and the manipulation of people just to strive? Just to strive, you will tear somebody down to strive? I wonder which one you're striving on. I know you're going to say God, but it's not God you're striving with, it's the devil. Because if you can't let people lose their livelihood and all these things instead of find ways, and we find solution to help somebody, and then when you realize they don't want it, then you say, all right, then I try everything. I pull out all this stuff. I pull out this. I pull out that. I don't know what else to do. So we might have to, you know, we don't find solution. Our solution is to just fire people just like that. Especially when they don't do those simple little thing. You tell them you got to step up your game. You have a week to step your game up. You have 2 days to step your game up. You have 3 days to show me that you really need to be at this job. Back in the days, you know, we used to have meeting on Mondays. Every Monday there was a meeting in workplace. So if last week anybody wasn't doing anything properly or so, you see they have a meeting on Monday and they will tell you, say, hey, we need you to do this and we're going to rotate you from that and put you somewhere else to see, depending on the kind of work you're doing. And they rotate it to put you over this side to see how you would do over there. If you do good over there, then you stay over there. Then they shift somebody around and put them over this side and see how well you work together and so forth. Because, you know, when you're working with a lot of crabs in barrel, it's not easy because some people not going to like you. And that's point blank period. But we need to teach our children now. Because you have a lot of young people graduating from high school, graduating from universities, graduating from trade school, from colleges, and they're going out in the workforce, and their degree not going to prepare them for a lot of the stuff that's going to come with the job. Their degree is not going to prepare them for this respect. Their skill trade is not going to prepare them for this respect. Some things are going to be learned in the workplace. You understand? So you have to start prepare your children. And if you've been through anything in life and workplace, and how did you manage to survive in the job and stuff, and know what you had to do, what motivated you, teach it to your children. Show them what motivated you to stay there even when you know you were being treated unfair, and you were being discriminated, or you were being insulted, or you were being pushed to the curb a lot of the times, even though you did there for years or whatever. Teach your children. Teach them. They say, teach them all the things they possess inside. They say inside, you know. They say all the things that the children possess inside. Show them what and let them lead the way. But many people would never do that. It's like they die in bed and they won't even transfer over the business to their kids. They over here and they won't even do nothing to make sure their kids okay. They won't do that. They rather sit there and die sad. Because, oh no, I'm not doing that. Oh no, I'm not teaching that. I'm not teaching no grown folks what to do. What kind of mentality is that? What kind of mentality is that? You see, because we grow big. Some people grow big on them, but they can't even read. Because when they were younger, either they lose their parents or, you know, whatever, through gun violence, through all kind of stuff. You can lose your parents through sickness or all kind of stuff, right? And then sometimes the people who were in care of because of all the things they go through, know that their loved one are coming back. They take that to heart. You don't know what people take to heart and give up. No, they don't want to listen to their parents, or they don't want to listen to you, or so they end up on the street, or so therefore they didn't finish school. Therefore, they didn't do that. So even when you look at someone, oh, but they're adult. That's why God make all of us, you know. He made the bird, the sea, the ocean. He made every single thing to combine together. Sometimes just to go out in nature and hear the birds chirping, He make it for a reason. But it's full time for us to step up as grown people, grown adult, worried about status still. You disrespect people over your status. Worried about who is the boss. Worried about who is the supervisor. Worried about who is this. No, how about worried about what you're saying to people? That's what you need to worry about. How we come off to people. That's what we need to worry about. It's not a status. Your status is silent. Sometimes you be out there and if you don't announce who you are, nobody know who you are. And even if they know, they don't care. You see what I'm saying? So announcing, do you know who I am? Nobody care about that. What people care about is how you're going to treat them. Literally, that's what people care about. You think going out there about, do you know who I am? Nobody care about that. Not a soul care about that. You want to think somebody care about that? Write it on your shirt. Write the big old supervisor on your shirt, right? And they still don't care. Because if they have a discrepancy with you and you come off at them wrong, they don't care if you're supervisor. They don't care if you're manager. They don't care about nothing. They're going to go off at you. You understand? So you got to be careful how you treat others. It's the words that coming out of your mouth, your tone of voice, your attitude, your temperament, and those things. It's your demeanor in how you resolve conflict is going to make a difference. You know, how you resolve conflict. I go into a lot of job and do interview, and they ask the questions. So for example, like if you have a disgruntled parent, for example, I only can talk in the years I've been having experience. If you had a disgruntled parents coming in and they say, oh, so and so about their child, how would you resolve that conflict or something? What? Okay, no more.
No more?
No more. You have a disgruntled parents and they come and they coming in wrong, like you call them and they had a conflict. Sometimes the conflict is not between the school and the parents, but the parents already have a stressful job. Then you calling them from the school say, hey, go to what over here? You calling them from the school and say, hey, your son or your daughter, that only add injury to injury. And if you not give the and I can tell you when you give those parents the opportunity to just vent, they get over and they come back on and the first thing they say to you, Mom, I'm so sorry. I had a long day. I have a lot going on. It's just me alone. You know, it's stressful. Some of them do tell you what they're going through, but you have to give them that space to air out what they're going through. You know what I mean? Not to say that you're a therapist, but just to air it out. Because sometimes it don't have nothing to do with you. I've been there where people say, Mom, I'm sorry, it's not you. I'm so sorry, Mom. I'm just sorry. I'm going through a lot. It's not you, man. They literally looked at you and tell you, I'm so sorry. How many places people work in the public space and sometimes people may yell off at them when they say, what did you say? I didn't hear you. I said that. They yell off, because you don't know what they're going through. You don't know what's in their mind. You don't know what their thought process was. And then after they calm down or so, remember they say, as soon as you become aware of the negative and sinful thoughts, you got to change it, right? And the person come back around and say, I'm so sorry. I've been going through a lot lately. Can't pay my rent, can't pay my bills, can't do this. They say they have so many issues going on, drama and all kind of drama in their life. You know what I mean? And people do tell you what they're going to do, but you got to give them that breathing space. Because sometimes you want to go after them all the time. You can't go after everybody. You're not a superhero. You know what I mean? And literally come around and apologize. You see people like that, I will always respect. Because even though they come off at you, but they become aware that, hey, I'm in the wrong environment. This conflict is not between me and my baby daddy, or this conflict is not between me and the person who was messing with me or my job. I'm at somebody else's business place. I need to conduct myself better. And they say, I'm so sorry, ma'am. Now you become a mom. At first, they were probably argue with you and say, you little, but they catch themselves. You respect those persons. They literally say sorry. How many people work in jobs and say, some people say, oh, you're fine. I understand. You respect those people because they vent, they snap at you, but they apologize because they were going through so much and they just need that one little lash out for just calm down. And you were the person that give them that. Even if it's not a 5-star business you're in, but because they know you work there and the way you treat them when they were venting, they will always come back. Not because of the business sometimes, but because of your customer service. They come back. You know what I mean? So we got to choose our battles. Some people go rub you the wrong way. You might have a bad mood that day yourself and you just go off on them. That's understandable, but you got to choose your battles. You know what I mean? Not because you're in position, I'm the man, I'm the woman, I'm the boss. People mind not telling you that they're the boss. People mind not thinking that you're the boss. When they say once you piss somebody off, their mind is not telling them, oh, but you are the boss. They don't care about that. They care zero about what you are. So if you don't talk them out of what they're going through and said, hey, come here, let me talk to you at the back. Beg somebody filling in. When you see you sin up at somebody, better catch them quick. You're still going to let them go if you want to, but you got to catch them so they go in peace. Okay? Catch them so they go in peace. You know what I mean, kids? You talk to them and apologize to them if you think you come off rude with them or so. You know, sometimes you have to be the bigger person. Nothing wrong with you. Nothing wrong with you standing up for yourself. But lying to people and manipulating others or so, it's not going to work. Because not everybody going to fall for that things. People are more and more becoming aware of the things that were back in the 80s and 90s people weren't becoming aware of. People back in the days weren't becoming aware of no discrimination, certain words you're going to use. People weren't become aware of those things till of late. Now everybody up in the media talking about this. Even with mental health. Back in the days, people weren't talking about that. Probably you see somebody acting, you call them crazy. Nobody weren't talking about no mental health. Somebody call you, hey white boy, hey red boy, hey black boy. And nobody had a problem with it. No, you have to choose your words wisely and be careful. Because nobody cared about your status. Nobody cared if you have 15 years in a job, 10 years in a job. Nobody cared about your job status. By the time you have that much years in a job, you should have your attitude correct by now. Just think about you going to tell somebody how much years of experience you have in a job and your attitude still the same. That don't make no sense. If you're going to be somewhere for 10, 15, 20 years and your attitude is still the same, rotten, dry, rotten, you have a problem. Sometimes you think the employee need to walk away and you need to step away. Because if you have so much experience and your attitude still rotten, don't announce how much experience you have. Because that's not going to look good on your reputation either. No matter how you're trying to kick somebody to the curb. If your attitude is still rotten after how much years in our business that you give to a business and your attitude is still the same rotten, dry, rotten, that speaks volume for you. Because over the years, if you sit anywhere and give your life, you just spend so much of your time and life and energy somewhere. I'm on my live, I'll call you back. I'm on my live, I'll call you back. You hear me? Okay. You know what I mean? So just think about when you say, oh, I got all these years of experience. Wait, I didn't see nobody. Good thing I checked my phone. Hold on. Hold on, the family. I didn't see nobody commenting. I'm telling you how the world works. I didn't see no. Good thing I look at my phone because the only person I was seeing, Lord of mercy, only person comment I was seeing the last comment was Keishawn Harvey. All right, enjoy with Naomi. Hello, my dearest. Oh, thank you. I'm doing good. Sorry about that, family. And didn't see that I had to refresh if that phone didn't ring. So God work. Tracy Local Learning, the top 2 fan. Congratulations. It's a good day, Resilient Queen. Good day, Tracy Local Learning. Enjoy with Naomi. Greetings, Tracy Local Learning, top fan there. Good day. Izira Scott say, hola, como está? Muy bien, gracias. Izira says, stay amazing. You are doing great. Thank you, Izira Scott. Bless up yourself. Bless up. Tracy Local Learning say, absolutely correct. Exactly. Treat everyone with compassion. Yes, man. We have to. Yes, man. Sorry about that, family. I didn't even see you guys were commenting. Tell you, sometimes the phone don't make you see nothing if you don't refresh. But we got to keep going same. You know what I mean? So we got to learn, family. We got to learn. You know, because even with me, anybody know me, I see when I working. All the kids that I've ever taught in my life. And what I mean, whether in workplace, like younger generation that younger than me, or even if they're not younger than me, but they're older than me, I come out a manual, I write out things on paper for them to understand and practice. And I say, if I'm not here, I used to have young girls tell me, if you not got that work, I'm not coming in. Because I don't want this one trained because they have an attitude. I used to train young girls because they are the future. Young people are the future. And if we're going to have all these years of experience or stuff and not passing it down to our children, our grandchildren, or the kids that are going to be coming after us, the generation coming up, then what are they going to have in society? Violence? What are these people going to have? They're not going to have anything to hold on to. They will not. You know, so when we look and say, oh, we have knowledge and we're not sharing it. Oh, we know this, but we're not sharing it. All that manipulation tactics not going to work. Share your knowledge to empower people. Share your knowledge to uplift others. You'll be shocked to know that somebody was listening to you, not saying anything silently, and they see what you were going, they hear what you're saying and everything, and they could pass it on to their life. But all these opinions now, when somebody lose their life and you were standing right there, you have a story to tell. Where were you? Eh? Where were you when somebody need you? Your children in distress, where were you? Sometimes you argue with your children, your own little children, when they don't do something, and just looking at their facial expression, you can tell that they went in a different world. And all you have to do now is shut up, change the trajectory of the race, and turn around and look at your sons and daughters and say, I'm sorry. Because if you don't say sorry, you're pushing them over. And your words hurt. If you think words don't hurt, wait till somebody tell you to go knock your mama, and you see if words don't hurt. He said many of the jobs that kids start with are gone to robots and AI. Prayers for the younger generation. Yes, man, prayers for the younger generation, Tracy Local Learning. And congratulations for being the second top fan for today. You know, we gotta help, man. We gotta share our knowledge, and that's one of the beautiful thing with YouTube now. Is not to come out here and bash people. Is to share your knowledge. Right now, I could be talking a whole lot of stuff, and somebody could take something and say, "But wait, I could use this and talk about it on my platform." I don't have to know. You take it and make it your own, and build on it and expound and say, "Listen." When I was growing up as a child, we used to have this job. We used to do this. This is what we do. How did you cope in those jobs? Share and uplift others. Yes, man, we have to. But you see, a lot of people, they don't want you to share because your knowledge is stupid. Your knowledge is idiot. Your knowledge is foolish. Your knowledge is not wise. Let me tell you something. Everybody got knowledge. Everybody perspective on life is going to be totally different. Like that young lady and that boss, that manager. Her perspective on the situation was different, totally different. Nobody saw that coming. And that's why I'm telling people now, you kind of read people mind. So all this mouthpiece that going on like a mouth organ, we're gonna have to start to step it up, baby. Because when a lot of people, when they gain knowledge and understanding of things, everybody else beneath them are dunks and stupid, uneducated, or don't good. What world you come from? You know, back in the days, you have the elderly folks teaching, they're teaching their grandkids, they're teaching people, children at their house how to cook, wash, clean, because sometimes the mothers don't busy running after man, or the man running down a bunch of women, don't take care of their kids. And a people, dead stranger house those kids live until the only thing they do is go to other people's house and go to their yard at night to sleep. But technically, people house raise them. How many neighbors were like that? Where people, children, you raise them. Not like they give you the permission to raise them, but they over your house. There you have little kids over there. They come and they play with your little son, your little daughter, and that's where they stay. Sometimes when the parents come home in the evening time, they miss their son. They don't even know their son was missing or their daughter. They over somebody house sleeping because what? That's where they get love. And that was the community raising people, children, looking out for each other. They fed, they'd even take a shower. Everything was up. Nobody was bashing nobody. Back in the days, even in my culture, I could say back in the days, even when a young lady got pregnant or so, you hear the most elderly people didn't like when you treat pregnant mothers a certain way. No, you couldn't treat certain pregnant mothers certainly. They say you must help. You see, they come in with a loaf of bread. Mom, I don't know if you want it, but we're gonna have it to you because you have a baby and the way you must eat. They're telling you why you must eat, and they're telling you before they give it to you, this is why you must eat this and stuff. They come in with milk or something. Exactly, yes, man, Tracy. They come in with everything. Nowadays, you'll be here, nobody even knock to see. Well, you can't knock on people's door because of the world we live in. You saw things change. First time you could leave your windows open. You could at the workplace and you could call a neighbor and say, hey, Harry, Pat, can you take those clothes up off the line for me? You can't do that no more. Not everybody will know about what we're talking about. But you can't do that no more. You can't even leave your door open and you come back, everything gone. What don't wrong? Stock taken away, sold, distributed. You see what I'm saying? No, the good days. Yeah? Now mental health is on the rise because of how society shape things now. Parents can't discipline children no more. And then some parents blow things out of proportion in disciplining. You know, we don't strike the balance. So it's sad. No father in the house. My dad always left his keys in his truck in case anyone needs to use it. Yes, man. And they tell you where they hide it to, and you should be sometime. I remember we used to have parents too, Tracy, where they had the keys and you have a big rock, and they tell you, see, right behind the house, around the corner of the house. And we used to, the lady that grew me used to say, because if she got to go to the market to get grocery, she said, and she know we out. When we coming back, she said the key is gonna be hidden underneath the rock, or it's gonna be over the door jam, or it's gonna be over here. Listen, man. And they will say, go down by my sister till I come back home. I won't be back home for now and maybe 2-3 hours or so, or sometime when they come back home, it's come back night. But we already bathed, we fed. Any house we go, they make sure we bathe, we fed, we eat, and we drink, and we play, and we palaver. Watching TV. Sometimes when they come back, we don't even want to go home because we happy. You know, the place we were. That not happening no more. The love not happening no more. All this happening now, everybody worry about status. Status everybody worry about. Status, even when you're dead, your status carry. Not even you not even go with the status. Somebody has taken the position. Now somebody has gone up to be a manager. Now somebody has gone up to be a supervisor. Now somebody own the business that you was owning and say it's yours. So you see, we have to treat people right because our words, this mouth, is a powerful tool and it's a turbo tool. It's a beautiful, powerful tool, but it's also a turbo tool if you use wrongly. If we use our mouth wrongly, it is a turbo tool. And words, people say words don't hurt, and word is wing, action do the thing. That's back in the days, baby. All time saying and working with these young folks. So all that approach, you have to shuffle it up, baby. You have to shuffle the deck. If you don't shuffle the deck, you're gonna shuffle yourself in the deck. Because people, we mouth, our mouth, all of us mouth, we have a mouthpiece. You have people, even when you're in a relationship with them and they're the breadwinner, so they treat you so bad sometimes. You holding down things and they disrespect you too with that mouth. Whether you're male or female and you there holding down the house and somebody out of work and the level of disrespect you gotta take. And then everybody not thinking nowadays, they don't say, you know what? They start to look at how many people abuse them. It's like they have a counting figure in their head where they can say exactly our words create our reality, and it is very powerful. 100 right there. It is very powerful. It's not the clothes we wear. It's not the nails we're gonna put on. It's not the nice clean shave. It's not the way we look. It's our approach. How many you been out in the street and people ask somebody, you just simple asking somebody, say for direction, you say, excuse me. That person either walk off or they insult you or they don't answer you. And there's this veil that come over you when somebody insult you. How many of you feel that feeling, your demeanor change when somebody insult you? Be honest with yourself. When you see that when somebody does start disrespect you or so, that this demeanor, especially in public, when people disrespect you in public, what? There is this level of thing that come over you. You're a human being. There's like a veil that come over you. And when that come over you, if you're not thinking clearly, and if you're not trying to work to snap out of what you need to snap out of, baby, you're going to be on a roll in the wrong on a roll position. You're not going to be on a roll to achieve. You're going to be on a roll to achieve something negative. No one see coming. And I keep telling people, you can't read people's mind. And the man that dead already can't die again. I keep telling you from the other day, you hear me talking. I said, the man that died, he can't die no more. It's us that left behind are still breathing. We need to make it right with this lip of ours. They have a thing on the wall say, oh Lord, help me this day to keep my big mouth shut. He said, my mother always said, if you insult someone and they don't receive it, it comes back to you. And they receive it, it comes back to you. Yes, man, it come back in karma. And sometimes karma is work. Hey, it's a fair reaction. There must be a reaction. Not that you want it, but then don't treat people bad. And then expect you must be all good and dandy and shandy. Leia said, make it know someone do a magic spell. Oh no, we don't want to see no him, Leia. We take the hotness for right now. No, see no. Girl gotta walk, no, see no. You know what I mean? But too much is happening in this world. And it takes life for changes to come. It takes somebody to lose their breath for life to for changes to come. Back in the day, I don't know how they do it nowadays, but back in the days, people own businesses also. They used to make sure every Monday they have a meeting. That means if they had a discrepancy over the week for last week, a lot of people coming on. If they had a discrepancy over the weeks, oh, you say it's hot. Okay. Melting like chocolate. All right. Make sure you stay hydrated. Stay hydrated. You say every season is beautiful. Yes, man. Every season is beautiful. Very beautiful. But right now, your girl walking, so I don't mind. I don't mind staying this summer a little bit. I don't love the hotness, but it's such is life. You know what I mean? But I'm saying that a lot of things is happening. We need to change. Huh?
My dad didn't get on of me. He said me go right to you, but I said no.
Okay.
Yeah, my dad
You could stay right with me. You sit down and stay right here.
Yeah, my dad is not my best friend.
You Jaden is not your best friend. He mean to you. Why is he mean to you? What did you do?
You're my best friend.
I'm your best friend. I'm your mama with this switch.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm your mama with this switch. All right, get on there. I have to get back to work. Light, love, and blessing. Light, love, and blessing. Thank you so much, Tracy Local Learning. Thank you for passing through. Thank you for being in the top fan position today. Congratulations.
I come
You tummy hurt?
Yeah.
You eat too much?
Eat too much candy?
You don't eat no candy. You did good this week. We don't go anywhere. Yes, man. So make a difference, family. Change our mouth, thoughts, and process, because your status have nothing to do with you in how you treat people. Your qualification not going to have nothing to do with how you treat people. I've been in workplace and people, don't talk to me. I'm not here to be nobody's friend. And all these things. Very disrespectful and rude and spoiled. You know what I mean? And you know what I did? I walked away peacefully. Next day they calling me, where you at? Oh, baby, I ain't answering your phone call. You could call till thy kingdom come. That will be done on earth as it is in heaven. I ain't answering that phone call. Once you treat me wrong, don't call me. I ain't answering your phone call.
Mama, I'm going to go downstairs.
Yeah, put on your shoes. You know what I mean? I had people treat me like that. Insult me, call me stupid, call me idiot. So I understand, but guess what? That's never the answer to go wrong. That's never the answer to treat people wrong and treat people like animals. Talk to people anyhow because you think you can. Start treat people correct. Start people treating.
You do alcohol?
Yeah. Remember now, everybody, you're not going to mess with everybody. Go get your shoes. You're not going to be able to mess with everybody. So and that's one of the things. Hey, talking part. You're not going to be able to mess with everybody. And that's the honest truth. Here, put these on.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You know, you will never be able to mess with everybody. But one thing you can do is respect everybody. Respect them enough to walk away. Okay? Some things don't sit well with you. Respect them enough to walk away. Respect yourself enough. That's what I should say. Respect yourself enough to walk away. You know what I mean? Because one thing I learned in life, when one door, Jaden, what I ever tell you? When then go in your room. When one door is closed, another door is open. Bear that in mind, family. When one door is closed, another door is closed, is being open for you. But if you keep worried about the door that keeps shutting on you, you are so worried to run back to that road door, run back to that door. Can't you see that door is closing on you? You should be happy to say, you know what, finally. You might not like the way you walked out that door, but you better walk out there and walk out there with poised grace and mercy and blessings. Walk out with look of dignity. Walk out with look of decorum. Walk out in faith and victory. Because you never know what else ahead of you. Something is out there for you. Every single person that is out there and their boss gonna lay them off or just tell you, you know what, you're fired. Walk out with little grace. Be grateful for the experience and go on to something else. Your experience could take you somewhere else. Because you gain some experience, right? Go take it somewhere else. You'll be surprised to know that you find the part where you need to find. You ever even like people who learning to cook. At first they couldn't cook, they cook with too much salt, they salt the food and everything. But they kept going. They all kept going until now they can cook non-standard measurement using. When we say non-standard measurement, that means we just use a fork, the cup or whatever to measure stuff. You don't have a measurement on them.
Get the door on.
All right, go wash your face and come.
Okay.
Okay. You know what I mean? Everything on. You know, non-standard measurement running the place and everything. Now you can cook good. Now you feel good. Yeah, invite people. Come over. Come try my food. And now you become a chef. Eh? But remember when you started out, how did you start? Rocky, right? Look at salty rice. Eh? Look at yaki rice. Look at placky rice. You know, full of water. Eh? But they box it away and eat it same way to encourage you, to boost you. Okay, too much salt because that's hypertension, too much blood pressure. You understand? But they will tell you, they will critique it and tell you, hey, if you put less salt next time or don't put no salt, you'll be good. But everything else was perfect. It's just the salt, too much. Yeah? And you have to be, if you don't want people to draw in to critique your work that you're doing, then I don't know if you would want to, you have to have thin skin. Something's going to be sensitive to you because of your mood that you're in. I know your mood that you wake up in the morning. Because you teach children about mood. You have sadness, happiness, embarrassed, anxious, nervous, this, that. Know the mood you wake up in. That might set your day off. Know your mood that you wake up in. Know the mood you want to walk around with. Or you want to walk around with a grumpy face every day, just gloom. You don't want to walk around like that. So know yourself. And please, family, if you're out there in distress, hotlines are out there, things are available. If you get fired for your job and you think you get fired wrongfully, help is still out there for you. You know, reach out to your bigger boss ahead of your supervisor also. Reach out to them, have a discussion, and leave your job peacefully if there needs to be, if you think somebody disrespecting you, so just leave peacefully. Remember when you were hired with peace, then leave peacefully. There's no need to bring violence. There's no need to take somebody's life because you had a discrepancy. Just leave peacefully. Because living peacefully would tell you that you have a bright future ahead of you and you can keep going. You know what I mean? You live peacefully, the Lord will make a way. You might struggle a little bit, but the Lord will make a way. I'm a testimony. The Lord will make a way, okay? Live peacefully. People gonna call you dumb, stupid, idiot, a-hole, all kind of names they gonna call you. But guess what? That's their character, baby. That's not your character. Don't pick their garbage up to collect it and say that's what you are because they tell you that's what you are. That's not what you are. That's not who you are. Even if somebody say, oh, she argued too much. If that person didn't love argue, they wouldn't know you argue too much. You understand? So you just walk away peacefully. And if you're dealing with stress and mental health and you're in the workplace and you think you get overwhelmed, talk to your boss, write a letter if you want, or you go get the help you need. Help is out here. But route into violence not going to help you. It's just going to run you down more and even worse for life. You know what I mean? We should not have to have discrepancy, and we can't have discrepancy peacefully. We can resolve conflict peacefully without the violence and taking people life. That's not resolving conflict. That's contributing to conflict, you know? Putting more pain to not only you but also to lives that are going to be taken. So please, family, don't worry about people who gonna shame you. Don't worry about people who gonna embarrass you. Also, fight to what.
Mom, I didn't put your thing on.
Yeah, you gonna put it on, okay? I'm gonna make you put it on. You did everything done? Get my keys.
Yeah, I got my thing.
All right. So fight to whatever you're going to, family, and remember, never give up. Find somebody to talk to. If somebody talk to you in the workplace and you didn't like it, if you have a mom, you have an uncle, you have a brother that you can reach out to, or anybody you can reach out to, please do reach out to them. Reach out. You know what I mean? Don't just take everything and then go. Your thought process need to be changed right away. As soon as somebody insulted you, think it was an insult. Please dial somebody number, call, go in nature, take a nature walk. Just turn your phone off. Don't bother with nothing. Go somewhere and calm down. Take deep breath, practice deep breathing so you can get back on track and be back where you need to be. Don't let the devil control you, because that's not God. Don't let the devil ruin you. Don't, because what people are going to say to you is not who you are. He never made you that way. That's people believe impose on you. You got to believe in you. You can make it. It will work. You understand? And for everybody out there who's going to embarrass people, please start change up your way of thinking. Eh? No man no more than no one. Because when we're going in the same casket, maybe different color casket, but we all going in the same shape casket. Some have glass where you can see the people, some don't have none. Eh? So just bear that in mind. Please, when we're going out there, seek help. Help is out here, family. Seek help. If you're in a workplace, please seek help. If you're scared to speak up in the workplace because you think everybody is against you, then get out. Get out that job. There's no need for you to work yourself up and then start think negatively. Once you've gone too far in your negative thoughts, it's hard to come back. Because now you think everybody's against you. I've been in workplace where I hear people say, I don't like people. And I had to talk to that young person. And when I talked to her, she was saying some stuff to me as to why she don't like people, because of all the things she's been through. She said she don't like people. And I had to help her to change her thought process. So you can do it, family. And everybody out there, know yourself. Respect yourself enough to respect others, please. There's too much happening in this world and you don't know whose door is next. So on this mouth, ask a direction with this mouth. You think I don't have to ask a direction with this mouth? You better best believe it, but own it up. Be honest. He said, don't hide your problem from him. Put it to him. And when you see these young people in the street, sometimes you say they don't want to listen, but they do listen. But if you go to them with the wrong attitude, they ain't listen to you. And then sometimes when you realize they're talking to them and they're not listening to you, I could guarantee you're not the best one to talk to them. You're not the best one, so let it go. And somebody else will pass along and they talk and have a good conversation. But you may not be the right one to talk to them. You see what I'm saying? So even though sometimes you want to force people or anything, just remember, when you see you talk to people and you can't reach them, find somebody who can reach to them. Find somebody, a family member, a friend, a therapist, or a counselor. You have the police departments out there. If you find out that your children mean not well in a certain area, you have counselors. There are police that are counselors. You can reach out to the department. They probably can give you resources to go find a therapy. Or so if you don't know what to do or where to turn, where to look, then go to your local police station. They have brochures and flyers and decks and stuff that you can pick up, or they can help assist you in probably referring resources to you to help you and your children. But all the shame and the embarrassment you feel, take it now. But at least you're correcting your children and educate them about the workforce. All the people who have teenagers growing out there and in their 20s are also going in the workforce, they're going to face a lot. Share your experience with them. Share your knowledge if you had experience, even if nothing happened to you, but you've seen others being disrespected, being abused in workplace, being discriminated. Share those. Make reference. Use these things as reference, teachable moment, teach your young people. Not just give them the good, but what about the balance of telling them, oh, if this happened, what should you do? How to get over to the good? You know what I mean? We all want to say positive vibes and we all want to say positive energy. We all want to say motivation here. We all want to say upliftment here. But how do we uplift people? We got to learn to uplift them out of what they're in, which is the situation at hand. When you see situation at hand, that's how you're going to uplift people. That's how you're going to motivate people. That's how you're going to encourage people. Encouragement don't come from just encouragement. It comes from the things you see around you, the things you go through, the things you face, the challenge. And then when you get out of it and you change your mind process, then here come motivation. Here come upliftment. Here comes encouragement. Here come the power in you now. You're fired up with power because you survive. You're a survivor. You understand? When we survive, our survival mode is to share to others. So somebody could just be going through something and they say, you know what, this is just what I wanted to hear. Because I felt like I was at the bridge. As the songwriter said, I was right at the edge of the bridge to where I couldn't see. The devil really had me, but Jesus came and grabbed me. So sometimes you have to grab these young people. And when I mean grab, not physically grab them, but you have to say, Lord, have mercy on these people. They used to have a song say, for they know what they're done. Lord, forgive them, please. And remember, your status is not going to help with people's thought process. Your mouth is not going to help with people's thought process. You cannot read mind. No matter how much you're out here and say you can this, you cannot read mind. If everybody could read mind, everybody that gone to rest, if they could read mind, they would have run. They would have dropped everything they're doing and run. They would have apologized so fast and run. They'd have dialed 911 so fast and run to hide. But you can't read mind, people. So bear that in mind when your lip is going to go off at people and disrespect them in a derogatory way. Bear in mind. You can't read mind. None of us can read mind. Until then, Chatterbox signing off and walk good and have a blessed day. Bye-bye.